The opposition leader today down in Tasmania. This is an area where, well, Labor can't win any seats here. It's got them all except for the one held by Andrew Wilkie, so trying to hang on to them. This has certainly been an area the coalition has targeted. Bass and Braddon seen as the two that the coalition has its eyes on in the Apple Isle, so a couple of seats that the margins might seem a bit unrealistic when you see the swing is on 5.4%, 1.7% as well. But Tasmania has been a bit more volatile than most, and this was seen as, well, very much a high watermark for Labor last time round. You've got a relatively successful coalition government down there as well at a state level, albeit with a little bit of controversy after their last election win. Bill Shorten's pitch today, all about wages and waiting lists as he stops in Burnie to try to sandbag this seat of Braddon. Joining us live from the Labor campaign is Sky News political reporter Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, an early start for the opposition leader today. What's he been up to?
Well, we're probably going to have a few early starts in the last few days. They've got to make the most of every moment. But he is visiting this hospital in Burnie in northwest Tasmania. It's here he's talking about waiting lists, because that has been the key pitch for the day. In particular for northern Tasmania, access to health has been a key issue. And we've seen the coalition campaigning on that point here as well. But it's been Bill Shorten who's been meeting with the medical students here, as well as a number of the patients, to talk about the issues they've had accessing healthcare. But, you know, they love a bit of alliteration on the campaign trail. So today it's waiting lists and wages. We also had a letter released from the opposition camp. Bill Shorten writing to the Fair Work Commissioner saying that he would immediately, if he won government, write to him and request that there be a real wage increase. Now, how much he would be able to actually order that does remain to be seen, but he said that he wouldn't overrule any of the application that was written by the government about reviewing wages, in particular if that did recommend an increase, but he would demand one nonetheless. So that is the big pitch for the day. But we've also heard a lot of campaigning on climate change. We know that this is quite a passionate topic for Bill Shorten. He spoke yesterday to students at the school about how it was important, saying that the year they started school and the year they've ended it, they haven't seen any real impact on the issues of climate change. And so that's something that he's likely to talk about today. Christina Keneally talking about that on TV this morning.
I have been up and down the eastern seaboard of Australia in our Fair Go Express, talking to people from Cairns right down through New South Wales and into Victoria. Everywhere I go, I am hearing from people a frustration that one of the biggest issues confronting the planet, one of the biggest issues confronting humanity, climate change, is something that, for whatever reason, this government cannot get their heads around, cannot come up with a solution.
It's not the only frustration we're expecting to be aired today. We've seen reports from the Australian about the potential for franking credit reform really impacting their chances here in Braddon, where Justine Key holds the seat with just 1.7%. So it would absolutely matter if there is a swing in the seat here, even if it's just by a few thousand voters. It could impact their chance of holding on to it. She is here with opposition leader Bill Shorten, as well as Catherine King, the health minister, and Tanya Plibersek, the deputy leader. So it is quite a showing for the Labor Party today. We'll have all the details of their press conference, which is expected shortly.